preacher man. Ain't no light to see. All those plans I made for myself, I got nobody else to lean on.
Welcome to everyone joining us to experience stories of resilience, hope, perseverance, and joy.
Move over to a sport chair, basketball wheelchair.
Category of Best Video are...
We love you guys.
Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Hey, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show is on the air. Great to have you along today. Sully here, Costa there, 100 million broadcast television homes, radio stations across the country, as well as American Forces Network in 175 countries and all the ships at sea. And let's say a big hello to the day trader, Quattro!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, very good. Monsters of something. Happy birthday, Trace.
Thank you. Thank
Well
you.
done.
Appreciate that.
Did you celebrate your birthday last night?
I certainly did.
Did you? Because you
Yes.
look way hungover today. So I'm just teasing.
How old?
How old are you?
46.
The 26th anniversary of his 20th year.
Yes.
Is what he is. Are you the youngest one up there? Guys?
I believe
Guys?
so. I think so.
Don't make me, because I'll do it, pal. Because I know.
Do it.
Because I know. I know.
Do it. Do it.
Here's the scariest part is I'm the oldest person on the stage. I'm 90% sure. Maybe Mark, I think I got you though. I think I may have you. Great to have you today. I'm going to kick it right off with one of my favorite guests, or one of our favorite guests, I should say. Randy Milby is the chairman and CEO of Hillstream Biopharma, and they are targeting drug-resistant cancers with a couple of lead drugs, and this is pretty earth-shattering and monumental stuff that these guys are doing. I'm happy to say that Randy can come on the air with us as his travel schedule and his schedule permits. So I'd love having him on a regular basis to talk about this. But Randy, welcome back, sir. How are you?
It's another happy day. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'm going to go right to it because last time we were on the air, I got a lot of email asking about specifics on some of the therapies that you guys are developing there at Hillstream. Talk about specifics in terms of what types of cancers, because you talk about drug-resistant cancers. What does that mean exactly?
Well, as you know, when we talked last time too, I always like to start with a quote by Dr. Steven Rosenberg at the National Cancer Institute, because it really highlights what we're talking about. And this answers your question. He states that only 7% of patients with cancer are cured today, and that's by surgical removal.
Wow.
93% of patients will relapse and never be cured, and they ultimately die as a result of drug-resistant cancer cells. So what we're talking about here are a lot of cancers. Now, we're focused initially, Sully, on solid tumors like small cell lung cancer, triple-negative breast cancer. We've just announced some collaborations where we're looking more at gastric cancer and some of these other metastatic cancers.
So basically what we're saying is that most cancers, by a degree of 93%, are drug resistant. So I guess the question would be, why are we even bothering with chemotherapy and those type of treatments at all if it's just ineffective? Is it just to prolong life? Because it certainly doesn't give any better quality of life, it seems.
Well, some of them, I think one thing that's changed a lot, Sully, is the advancement of the immuno-oncology space, where you're using your own body to help fight the cancer. And that's why you can see some of the recent collaborations that Hillstream has done is taking not only HSB-1216, which is our lead in ferroptosis, but combining it with some of these other drugs that are used in immuno-oncology. And to your point, listen, if you can give somebody a longer life and give them a better quality of life, and I think we're making more progress on all of these attributes every day.
Randy, I have to ask you. You have a lead drug. You also have what you call a platform, and I got a couple emails about that. Talk about the drug and then the delivery platform, kind of in concert and of course separately as well, just so we can understand them.
So the drug is our lead drug, as you just said, is HSP-1216, and it works by this mechanism of ferroptosis, which is really just simply called iron-mediated cell death. What it does is it deprives those cancer cells, those lower cells that you see in this picture, those are metastatic. Those are the drug-resistant cancer cells. But you can see the white dots. There's a lot of iron. They're gluttons. They're addicted to that iron.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we do with 1216, it sops that up, if you will, deprives that cancer cell of that iron, and it ultimately dies. Now, the drug is actually in the quatrimer, and it's a polymeric microparticle, and that is administered by an IV infusion.
So that's the delivery. So the drug is in the quatrimer, which is, so the drug's the drug, and beg your pardon, the drug, HSP is the drug, the quatrimer is the delivery, and it's inside of this quatrimer, correct?
Wait.
Here we go.
Exactly right, Sully. And one of the new things that we've done, and you look on our website now, is this is a great example. So you can see that it's delivered by an IV infusion. It's taken up in that tumor, by that leaky blood vasculature of the tumor. And once that drug within the quatrimer, that delivery vehicle, it's like a Trojan horse.
Sure.
And then it gets taken up by they call it a lysosome. I call it the garbage disposal within the cancer cell.
Mm-hmm.
And that breaks down the outer covering and releases the drug inside the cancer cell.
Well, and I know this is man on the street talk, but wouldn't that give more of a drug dose or payload to the actual tumor cell if you did it that way versus the way they're doing it now?
Exactly. So rather than have that drug circulate into throughout the body and cause those off-target toxicities, what you have is that drug is being concentrated inside the cancer cell. The other thing on that picture that you just showed, there's a component there in the very middle below drug.
Yeah.
It's called poloxamer. Well, that's very interesting. It's part of our intellectual property because that component of the quatrimer blocks the drug efflux pump. The drug efflux pump accounts for 70 to 80% of drug resistance, and that drug efflux pump is, in essence, it's a mechanism via which the cancer cell wants to spit the drug out. So we shut the door. We leave it in there. So not only did the Trojan horse get inside, but you shut the gate. It can't get out.
And I have to believe that, under peer review, this is really exciting because this is something you don't have a lot of competition in this area here. And I think it's talk about reverse engineering, sort of the best outcome for a biopharma company, correct?
Right. And so one of the new things that we've done, Sully, is, and this is on our website as well, is we have the quatrimer, but what we can do is we can put antibodies on the outside of the quatrimer. So not only what you just saw was the drug on the inside, but you can also put antibodies on the outside. Mm-hmm. And it's called an ADC, antibody drug conjugate. So what we're doing is capitalizing upon the immuno-oncology as well as a small molecule that we have with HSP-1216.
Hey, Randy, real quick, I want to give out the website that you mentioned. It's hillstreambio.com, and you can find that on our own website, hillstreambio.com. The other thing I want to ask you about real quickly is the FDA story. Because when people hear this, and the last time you were on, I got a lot of emails asking when. It's tough for a CEO of a publicly traded biopharma company to start giving dates out there. But let's talk about where we are down the field. How are we looking in this particular therapy?
Yeah, so HSP-1216 is our lead, and that's the one I always tell the team we have to get one through the keyhole first. And so with HSP-1216, our target is to submit the pre-IND request for the meeting at the end of the second quarter of this year, mm-hmm. and have the IND, which the IND just enables you to go into man. So once you have the IND from the FDA, once we've done all the work that's necessary to prove that it's safe, then we can go into man, start the phase 1 study, start that in the fourth quarter, get first patient in the first part of 2024.
How are those patients chosen for that research?
So for the phase 1, it'll be all comers, solid tumors. So we're not going to be picky as far as what patients can come in. They'll have solid tumors, and these will most likely be patients that have failed other therapies.
Randy, I want you back in. I want you in studio at
Amazing.
some point, man.
God.
Amazing stuff you're doing there. Hillstream Biopharma.
Thank you very much.
Randy, Milby, we'll see you very soon. Hopefully next week. Get you back on air with us. HILS is a stock symbol. Trace. Hillstreambio.com. His name's Randy Milby. And that's just the start. More Big Biz coming up. Stand by.